Hello, everybody. My name is Marco,
And I'm Stefan.
and we're with Leaf and Hops in Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy to be here once again in my living room doing a review on probably, arguably, the best beer that we've done a review on.
It is none other than Founders Breakfast Stout.
Look at that baby. Founder's Breakfast Stout is delicious. It is very impressive, and Stefan's going to give you a synopsis of the brewery.
Yeah, Founders is a brewery coming out of Michigan, the glove state. You can always tell where you are based on the glove. And Founders is generally recognized as the eminent brewery for dark beers. I mean, this brewery came out with not only Breakfast Stout, which we'll get to in a second, but also KBS, which is Kentucky Breakfast Stout, CBS, which is Canadian Breakfast Stout, all three of which are consistently ranked in the top 100 beers in the world, not to mention top, stouts in the world. And they're just amazing. Simply fantastic. As a brewery in a whole, they've won 6 World Beer Cup medals, 4 European Beer Star medals, and 3 Great American Beer medals. 13 total across 8 different beers. And they just kick a lot of ass, including Breakfast Stout, which gets amazing reviews. Beer Advocate, average score 99 out of 100. Perfect score from the moderators. Again, by Rate Beer, 99 out of 100. Perfect score by the moderators. And I am very excited as a stout lover to get to crack this guy open.
Yeah, this is right up our alley, and we had a lot of fun reviewing it. Just popped it open. We're about to pour it in so you can see the color, so you can see the head.
Typically, what should people be expecting from a stout?
No, stouts are really dark. This particular type of stout, being an imperial stout, is very high in bitterness as well, just because they use a lot of hops to counteract as much malt as they use to get such high alcohol content. So you have a really interesting duality most of the time when experiencing imperial stouts, where it's still very bitter, but the dark notes generally engulf everything and generally just lead the entire drink. And it's, to me, I love the complexity of it.
I'm looking for anything from like roasty all the way up to like smoky. Hop presence depends. Some do express bitterness, some don't. And there can definitely be different types of flavors. Coffee is very popular, vanilla is very popular, and very excited. So, did we decide we're doing color again?
Oh yeah, we don't know why people do color. The color is really dark. You can look at it.
You
Boom.
can't see my face through it unless you look at the reflection.
All right, color section done. On to the taste or smell. Smell always comes first.
Yeah, the smell, you definitely get alcohol on it. You do get a little bit of coffee. Mark, are you smelling anything? It has a very strong alcohol presence.
Definitely coffee. I mean, you can smell that it's going to be bitter.
Yeah, it has like a cocoa smell to it as well.
Yeah, if you've ever had like really dark chocolate or like even cocoa powder, it's bitter. That's the smell.
I really love a good stout. This beer is awesome. Right off the bat, you get really, really, really nice coffee notes. You get really nice roasted barley. You get that same cocoa taste. The bitterness on the hops it's like the last 10% of the palate, like on the very top of it. And it gives it that impression of, really dark chocolate or a cocoa.
Uh-huh.
It's really, really tasty.
Yeah, the malt is definitely very dominant in this brew. As you drink it, there's not much more to say than what Stefan already said about the initial drink. But as you drink it, as you're swallowing, it becomes more bitter, and the alcohol flavor definitely shines through. At 8.3% alcohol, not the highest percentage alcohol beer, but it sure is really damn high. and you taste it for sure. It's not masked nearly as much as some of the other beers that are around its level.
I think it's important to note that the coffee, when we say coffee, it's not like some wimpy, fruity coffee. This is like some hardcore Brazil nutty coffee.
Yeah.
It is really good.
It's definitely a really dark roast.
What do you get on the aftertaste?
The aftertaste is... I think it's there's some bitter notes in the aftertaste, especially towards the end. It's the same lingering effects that you get in like the swallow is like the bitterness, the alcohol. I think it's also where you actually taste oatmeal, where you taste the oats. The oats are completely masked by the other malt flavors of chocolate and coffee until really the aftertaste. Which is really interesting because it's different than what you're experiencing.
It tastes like a dark chocolate granola bar afterwards. That's what it tastes like.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
All right. Well, what number do you got for it?
It's too good. It's too good, and it's definitely in... this is my style. And I think this is one of the most impressive Imperial Stouts out there. I have to give it, a 10. I have to give it a 10. 9.5 maybe, just because how much alcohol flavor shines through. That's not my favorite flavor in a beer, and it doesn't mask it as well as some of the other higher alcohol content beers that I enjoy. So maybe a 9.5. But overall, I think it's a stupid impressive beer.
I give it a 10. I love this beer. I would drink it. I think it's...
I would drink it every day.
In terms of like best stouts I've ever... do you like Recipe better than this?
Yeah.
Honestly?
I probably like Old Recipe more than this.
To me, it's like I could go either one. But I think I think this beer is awesome. If you enjoy really dark beers, if you enjoy... really well melded beers. I think it does a great job of melding a ton of different flavors together. If you enjoy a really well executed stout, you really can't go wrong trying this guy out.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think the biggest complaint that I've seen and that I would give it is that it is a little bit flat of a flavor. Just the flavor is just so good. As far as beer goes, it's kind of flat. Flatline, it changes, like I said, but it's not nearly as much as other beers, or like the complexity isn't necessarily as impressive.
I kind of disagree. I think the flavors really meld. I think you get coffee interlaced with the chocolate, and the bitterness kind of adds to that cocoa feel of it, or cocoa feel, however you want to say it. And like afterwards, you get that nice roasted barley, that oatmeal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as much as other beers. I think that would be the complaint that I would say is legitimate for this beer. That said,
it's still a 10.
It's so good.
It's
the flavor that you get is so good. Still 10, 9.5 for me if I'm being really picky. But I would drink it every day. I would drink it twice a day. I would drink it at 10 a.m.
Yeah, so there you guys have it. Oatmeal Stout by Founders. If you want to try it this week and you live in Lincoln or within driving distance, or flight distance, you can fly out and get the deal.
Yeah, you can fly out.
You can fly out and get the deal. $2, which is a ridiculous deal. Also, if you just enjoy getting reviews and you don't want to miss one, just sign up. Reviews.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. Until next time.
See ya.